Light gun games have been a footnote in the history of video games since the introduction of flat screen TVs, but are they ready to make a comeback with the technology inside Joy-Cons? I'm Kutski, and this is my review of Mad Bullets for Nintendo Switch.
Get ready!
I say all the time how much I love old school arcade games, especially light gun games. Everything from the later 3D games like Virtua Cop to the classics like Operation Wolf. Sadly, this genre has mostly died, along with your 50kg CRT TV. There have been various attempts at reviving this style of game with Wiimotes and PlayStation Move controllers, but none truly capture the speed and flickering white screen accuracy of the genre's pioneers. Mad Bullets is a Western throwback to this genre, previously released on Steam and iOS, but it was the port to Nintendo Switch that interested me, as it claims to use the features of the Joy-Cons to act as a pseudo light gun. The game's a fairly standard on-rail shooter: shoot the bad guys, avoid the civilians, and get to the end of each stage without dying, completing the various optional challenges for a maximum rating. Sadly, my initial experience with the game was not good. The reticle was either pinned to the top or bottom of the screen with next to no room for movement on screen to aim, rendering the game completely unplayable. I researched online and the Metacritic user reviews were overwhelmingly negative, with all the reviews describing exactly the same problem. To make sure it wasn't an issue with the motion sensors in my Joy-Cons, I started poking around the Switch's settings for a test and calibrate feature. Everything seemed to be fine, but it was then that I noticed the update firmware option for the Joy-Cons, something that I'd never even considered to do since launch. And lo and behold, after updating, the game calibration gave a much more usable result. Sadly, however, the controls are still far from perfect. The reticle feels floaty on the screen compared to the movement of the controller, and it suffers from severe drift. Of course, there's a button to recenter your aim, but here's where the real problem with the controls lie for me. The recenter button also acts as the reload button. Now this is actually handy if you need to recenter your screen, because you'll get a full clip of bullets at the same time, but the problem lies with the reverse, as every time you need to reload, it recenters your reticle to the centre of the screen. So if you point into the left to shoot a bunch of enemies and you need to reload, you need to physically spin even further to the left to get the reticle back over to that side of the screen. This can be insanely frustrating at times. The only reason I can think that the developer implemented this is to stop the player spamming reload, but a cooldown feature on the reload or an accuracy requirement for the end of each level would have been much more effective in my opinion. Looking at the reviews for the PC and iOS versions of the game, it actually gets very positive reviews. The iOS version controls with a touchscreen and the PC version controls with a mouse, and both of these could have been implemented with a Switch functionality. You can literally plug a mouse into the Switch and use it, and it has a touchscreen. However, the controls are solely restricted to motion controls on the Switch version. It's so frustrating because the game looks great and it's actually really fun to play when you're not having any control issues. The game was released in 2019, it's 2021 at the time of review, so I've actually got little hope that the developer's going to revisit this now, which is a real shame. It's especially disappointing because there appears to be a really decent game locked behind the cumbersome controls. The positives I can give you is the game looks and sounds great. There's a great variety in the levels, and assuming you're not playing on the Switch Lite, you've already got two Joy-Cons, which actually allows you to play in two-player mode without the need for any extra accessories. The game's affordable at £8.99. If you can pick it up in a sale, knowing what you're getting into, you will have some fun with it if you like this genre. But the frustrating controls make it really hard to wholeheartedly recommend, if I'm being honest. I hope you found this review helpful, if not a little disappointing. Please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what your favourite light gun game was from back in the day. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Kutski signing out, keeping the games alive.